This is one of my favorite cardigan bands. This is right off the machine. It hasn't been steamed yet. It's knitted right onto the fabric. You'll see a little piece of grease here that I will have to wash out, but that is doable. I rub dishwashing soap into it. Hand dishwashing soap, of course. Here's the back of the band. See how nice and tidy it looks? Now you can do this on any double bed machine. The front layer is done on the main bed. I usually use my back bed as the main bed when using a pass-up or a Superba. And these handful of stitches, which don't have to be the number they are here, they're done on the other bed. And the second bed is set up to knit circular. In other words, it'll knit one row and slip the next. Things about it is the nice decreases that you can make and still have the band continue around a V neckline. Have a look at what is going on here. These 10 edge stitches are involved in the cardigan band. For this particular one, I put the first 2 on the main bed, back bed in this case, and then every other one of the remainder is on the back bed, and every other one is on the front bed or ribber bed. This will work for all kinds of machines as long as you do have 2 beds. I'm knitting this one on the Superba. That's the normal knit setting, and we're at stitch size 9. That was the back bed, main bed. Now on the front bed, we're on the circular knit setting, also at stitch size 9. Here's what happens because we put 2 stitches together at the outer edge of the work. One of them sort of wraps around the edge of the fabric and makes a very nice, neat, tidy edge. That's this stitch doing that job. So we end up with the same exact number of band stitches as we had. There's our decrease, and for this next row, 2 stitches will get knitted off at the same time. And then it will be 1 stitch until the next decrease. In this particular pattern, that won't be long because I'm decreasing every other row. Often, you need a little bit of extra weight at the edge, and I'm using one of my heavy forks. I show you how to make this in my book, Cheap Tricks for Machine Knitters. I like it even better than pass-up heel grips. When it comes time to work the decreases, you move all of these stitches on both beds, 1 stitch away from the center or towards the underarm. Normally, I would try to get a multi-pronged tool and move them with that so as to make fewer moves. But I'm holding the camera in one hand, transferring stitches with the other, so I'm afraid to risk it. We move them all over. Notice that this one ends up doubled because the stitch we moved is moving onto a needle that already had a stitch. And these 2 at the edge will remain 2 at the edge. So basically this is a very big full-fashion decrease, but it involves both beds because we're using both beds. Ready to move these. Doesn't really matter which ones you move first. I don't have any trouble based on choosing the right ones to start with. Just don't get confused. There is one extremely critical thing that's easy to forget, and we're about to get to it. If you leave any of these needles where they could begin to knit again, you won't have your original band style. So make sure each one is well and truly out of work. There we go. Now we have our original setup, 2 on the outside edge, and the rest, every other one on each bed. I have been cleaning machines again. There's the evidence.